So I was just a 16-year-old girl with a car that was basically a junkyard, but I was proud of it. I had my own little kingdom of tools and parts, and I was the queen of fixing things. My name is Lena Varga, and I live in Szeged, Hungary. I'm 24 now, but back then, I was just a girl trying to make it through high school and get by on a budget. My family wasn't rich, but we had each other, and I learned early on how to make do with what I had. I had a lot of uncles, and they all helped me keep my car running for years. It wasn't much, but it was mine, and I treated it like it was a treasure. One day, my cousin came to visit with his friend, and they needed a ride to pick up his truck from the dealer. The truck was getting some warranty work done, and they wanted me to help them out. My car was basically a piece of scrap metal, but I had a plan. I had to charge the battery, and I had to get them to give me some gas money. I was broke, but I figured if I could get them to give me a few bucks, I could make it home. I was excited, thinking maybe they'd be nice and pay me back. But then they left me in the dust. They promised me gas money and to jumpstart my battery, but instead, they just laughed at me, flipped me off, and drove away. I was so angry I felt like I was going to explode. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to get home. I called everyone I knew, and eventually a family friend came to help me out. He jump-started my car and gave me some money for the alternator. I was grateful, but I was still furious. I had been used, and I wasn't going to let it happen again. That's when I came up with my plan. I had a little N64, and I knew my cousins would love to play it. I made a fake cable so that they couldn't use it without me. I hid the real cable and made sure they couldn't get their hands on the game. They were mad, but they didn't know what I was up to. I was just a girl, but I had a plan. I was going to get them back for what they did to me. I waited a week, and then I called the warehouse where they worked. I made up a story about how I had overheard them talking about working there high all the time. I told the boss that I was concerned about their safety and that they should do a random drug test. The boss just said huh and hung up. I didn't know if it would work, but I had to try. I had nothing left to lose. A week later, my cousin came running to me screaming that he and his friend had been fired. They had been caught doing something wrong, and now they didn't have a car or a job. They were stuck, and I had won. I had played my cards right, and I had made sure they paid for their mistake. I had been wronged, and now I had my revenge. I had made them suffer for what they did to me. I had turned the tables, and I had made them pay. I had been a model citizen, and I had made sure they knew what they had done. I had learned a lot from that experience. I had learned that I could be strong, that I could stand up for myself, and that I could make my own rules. I had learned that revenge wasn't just about getting back at someone. It was about making sure they paid the price for their actions. I had also learned that I could be a hero, even if I was just a girl from Szeged. I had made my own way, and I had made sure that no one would ever take advantage of me again. I had become a model citizen, and I had made sure that my revenge was sweet and just. I had turned the tables, and I had made them pay. I had been wronged, and now I had my revenge.